tuna, and especially for instigating this event. And to welcome Aitor Gómez. Aitor comes from the University of Tarragona in Spain. And his focus, his main expertise is on different research methodologies, particularly communicative methodologies. And this afternoon he's going to relate this to the concept of new alternative masculinities in relation to radical love. So welcome to New Zealand, Aitor. We are looking forward to your presentation this afternoon.
Thanks. Kia ora. I'm Aitor Gómez. I'm from the University Rovira, Virgili. It's located in Tarragona. It's close to Barcelona, 100 kilometers. But I live also in Barcelona. But the picture is San Juan de las Peruache. It's a beautiful place in the Basque Country. It's close to Bilbao. Yeah. And today I will introduce is one of our research line in our research center, CREA, Research of Excellence for All. And it's located also in Barcelona. And it's about radical love and new alternative masculinities. And it's also academic and personal area, because the author of the book Radical Love, the Revolution for the 21st century, is Jesús Gómez, and we call Pato. Pato is the nickname. Yeah. And he was my father. And he was the introducer of the concept, also with other authors that I will introduce you briefly, about Freire, from Kincheloe, from critical theology. And I tried to connect the concept of radical love and its linked to education to the concept of new alternative masculinities, and how we can overcome, or how we can try to overcome gender violence. Okay? And this place is also, for me, for my family, is special, because the ashes of my father are in San Juan de las Peruache. First of all, introduce the concept, no? In pedagogy of the breast, about Freire. No? The dialogue cannot exist, no? However, in the absence of a perfect love for the local, for the people, and the idea, no? That education is an act of love. You are giving all, no? And you are not expecting nothing. No? Good job. This is an starting point. Well, I put the last version of the books, but of course it's in 68, 69, when the pedagogy of the breast was writing by Freire. Freire met John Kincheloe during the 80s, and Kincheloe was so there a clear connection between the idea of or the understanding, no, of the notion of critical pedagogy that we have, no, we can find in John Kincheloe's, with the notion, no, of radical love that Freire has. John Kincheloe, for instance, dedicated the book Changing Multiculturalism to Paulo Freire when Paulo died, the 2nd of May in 1997. And in the first pages of the book, appears the memory of Paulo Freire, but really radical love in all cultures. Because I think that is an idea that is present in different cultures. And I put some examples of when we enter in the area more of camps of new alternative masculinities, that there are examples of this kind of masculinities in different cultures. This is Paulo Freire with Elsa, the first wife. Paulo was invested in January 88 by the University of Barcelona, as Dr. Honoris Causa, was promoted by Ramon Fletcher. That Ramon Fletcher was the creator of our research center of there, and he was the promoter during the 87 for his ceremony. And I like the ceremony was recorded and is published in Catalan, and I translate a short paragraph because Freire shocked the audience, because Freire was talking about love, because Elsa died 2 years before. And he said, freely they stare or live, with her I learned that passion is necessary in the act of love. But always linked with the idea of free to stay with you. This is Jesús Gómez, Pato. Pato knows Freire in '94, because in '94 we organized a big conference in Barcelona, and Freire came to the conference. It was the first time that they talked about the concept of love and the radicalization of the relations. And in Freire it's more linked to education and pedagogy. And in the case of my father, it's more linked with the area of relationships, sexual relations, because was the area of his dissertation. Okay? And this is one of the main ideas that appears in the book in Radical Love in 2015, but was first published in 2004 in Spanish. It's about the idea that we need to overcome the passion without love, or love without passion. This is flirting for stability, with the idea of to have in the same person the notion of passion, friendship, excitement, always in the same person. This is a main idea, of course, linked with the idea of new alternative masculinities. And of course, from the three of them, Freire, Pato, and Kincheloe, this is the same idea, to give it passionate love and freedom in a love relationship. And I include this past song because he normally sings this special song. This is in euskera. Kincheloe was the performer, and this is the translation of the song to English. And with some people from the audience, we translate it also to Italian, and we are practicing for the next event. But if you want, we can sing. I can sing in euskera, but not in Tayo because I practice.
Now?
Yeah?
At the end.
At the end. Yeah? This is Kincheloe, Freire, and Pato. And this is the idea, is the revolution for the 21st century. This is the, well, probably it's utopian, of course, but it was the idea of Pato. In this seminar, well, in the photo appears Nita Freire. Nita Freire was the second sponsor of Paulo Freire. Okay. In 2009 was the first seminar. It's a special seminar that now is in every year. It's organized by Virgili, and took place in Baeza, Spain, near Jaén, because Kincheloe died in 2008, my father in 2006. And during this seminar, we elaborate a declaration of radical love. And this is a short abstract of all the declaration. And it's linked, of course, to the idea of egalitarian dialogue, and always linked with marginalized and silenced people trying to work to overcome. Inequality is always based in this idea of solidarity, ethics, and passion. But in the case of Freire and Kincheloe, is more linked to the idea of education, in the area of education. And one of the difference with the book of Radical Love of Pato is the idea that Pato is working more in a social education. It's more worried about which is the people who likes and the reasons. Okay, it's more linked with a social idea of love. This is the works of Nita Freire during this seminar. Okay, it's in Portuguese. And it's more about the three of them, Pato, and Paulo. They fight for a world more with more justice, more ethics. Okay, and at the end of a world that, as Paulo Freire said, where it was more easy to love. Some pictures of Paulo, and this is also, well, it's Kincheloe and also Donaldo Macedo and Virgili, the other one, because they are authors that they spend time together. Also, speaking about the notion of education and love. And this is the distinction about the radicalization of love, that also wants Freire, and also how Pato in this case catch the concept of love and education, but is more linked to the relations. I want to finish the first part, because later we enter politically into alternative masculinities with the words of Machado, traveler there is no road, the road is made by walking, caminante by camino, camino al andar. Because really there is not only definition of love, and of course not everyone has their own feelings, okay? And it's the idea that really we are always working on making the notion with interactions. I want to introduce a little bit, because I have a short video, but I want only to put 7-8 minutes because we have no time for all. This is Pato in a blog, in a lecture in 2004, okay? And I select only the piece more related with new alternative masculinities, okay? And it's subtitled
Claro, es que el tema es muy duro, ¿eh? De alguna manera lo que nosotros queremos demostrar, y la investigación se demuestra, es que el amor es social, y por lo tanto, si no es instinto, si no es química, si no es rayo, sino que es social, es algo que lo estamos adquiriendo. Y entonces podemos ser críticos y críticas con eso que estamos adquiriendo. Es decir, vemos una película, hacemos un cineforum en la escuela, donde sea, padres, madres, alumnado, profesorado, y se ve. Y dices, mira, ¿ves los valores del chico que hoy día es el atractivo? Siempre está relacionado con la violencia, es el que manda, es el poderoso, tal. No son los valores que queremos. En cambio, mira, ¿ves aquel que aparece como el calzonazos, que no vale para nada? Que es el bueno, el majo, el amigo. No sé. De alguna manera tenemos que ser críticas y críticos con eso que estamos viendo, al menos para identificar que nos están diciendo que nos enamoremos de aquellas personas que nos van a tratar mal. Y que vamos a llamar calzonazos o vamos a despreciar aquellas que realmente son las buenas, las que nos quieren, las que están siempre, las fieles, etc. Porque si no hacemos eso, vamos creciendo con la sensación natural de que aquellas personas que nos gustan, claro, que es normal, son los que están buenos, los que están buenos, son los que nos gustan, y no las otras. Y eso no es natural, ni es biología, ni es química, ni nada que se le parezca, es social. Pero tiene una buena noticia, que si es social se puede cambiar. ¿Por qué triunfa? Sí, triunfa porque lo que estamos hablando nosotros ahora no se habla. No, esto no se hace. Habitualmente no se hace ni en las parejas, ni en los amigos, ni en las familias, ni en el colegio, ni en ningún lado. No se habla. O sea, es un tema, no digamos que tabú, es que es un tema que así no se habla. Y yo te digo, y hablo a nivel mundial, nosotros y tenemos relaciones y tenemos amistad con estos autores, con Beck, con Elster, o sea, y por muy buenos que sean y tal, es que no entran al fondo del problema. En la profundidad del iceberg está la atracción. Y la atracción de dónde te viene. Es que tú no te das cuenta, pero al cabo de unos cuantos años de ver que el chico bueno de la película es violento, tú cuando ves a alguien por la calle y ves a alguien que solamente por la mirada, por los gestos, por todo eso, cuando le ves, ¿te gusta o no te gusta? Y tú crees que eso es personal, que no es social, eso es 100% social. Ese individuo está representando aquello que tú te has ido metiendo a lo largo de tu vida. Y puede que represente perfectamente aquello. Y entonces dices, ahí va, le he visto y ¡buah! Ha venido una cosa. Pero claro, que ha venido una cosa que lleva 20 años que viene queriendo dentro. Y ahora te ha salido. Y estáis viendo las vidas de la gente. Pero en la investigación nuestra, los chavales y chavalas, las respuestas que dan ellos por libres, sabiendo que son anónimos, son una respuesta durísima. Y lo viven tan natural. Entonces cuando empiezas a hablar, a discutir, a debatir, me dicen, ahí va, pues bueno, no habíamos pensado nunca esto. No nos habíamos dado cuenta. Ah, o sea que no es así. Digo, no. Tú si eres chico probablemente te dicen que te enamores de las guapas, de las que están bien, de las que están buenas, aquí de los duros, los que tienen fuerza. Dicen, hay un montón de cosas que son sociales. y que por lo tanto lo podemos cambiar. Pero para cambiarlo hay que hacer un esfuerzo. Hay que ser críticas, hay que ser críticos, hemos de hacer algo. Si no pensamos sobre eso, si no reflexionamos y debatimos, es decir, son dos cosas. Uno, es social. Dos, ¿cómo podemos cambiar nuestro gusto? Lo que estamos haciendo ahora. Dándonos cuenta y valorando a aquellas personas. De alguna manera, son dos rectas paralelas. Una, que nos dejen de gustar a aquellas personas que nos van a destruir o que nos van a humillar o que nos van a despreciar. Y dos, que nos gusten aquellas con las cuales vamos a tener una vida muy positiva. Y vamos a tener una vida muy placentera. ¿Me explico, no? Son dos procesos. Aunque van al mismo lado, no son lo mismo. Uno es que te dejen de gustar determinados elementos y otro que te gusten. Y eso es un trabajo. Y si no hablamos, dicho de otra forma, si no abrimos espacios de debate públicos, si lo que estamos haciendo aquí no se hace más que a nivel más grande y a nivel más general, tendremos muchos problemas. Aquella persona que está maltratando solo cambiará cuando no le dé ningún resultado. Entonces cambiará. Por lo tanto, cuando nadie le guste el maltratador o la maltratadora, será el momento en que esa persona empezará a pensar y a cambiar cosas. Antes no. Ahora, ¿qué tiene que hacer ella o él? Ella o él lo que tiene que hacer es revisar esos deseos, esos gustos, hablarlos, pensarlos y poco a poco cambiarlos. Porque cambiándolos es como realmente podrá tener una vida satisfactoria. ¿Qué tendrá que hacer ese individuo que decimos que es el buenazo? Ese no se puede presentar. No se puede presentar. Es decir, hola, soy Joan. Y qué suerte de estar contigo, que me dediques 5 minutos y ya sé que no atraigo y además soy soso y soy aburrido y bueno. Con esa actitud, ya saben, no lo sé. Es cierto, ¿no? En cambio, si entra y dice, oye, mira, soy Joan, y la suerte que tienes de estar con un tío que es más buena persona, que cuatro años, tal, que cuanto más me quieras tú, más te quiero yo. Bueno, o sea, tienes una suerte increíble. Yo no digo nada, ya sé que como me entrego y soy buena persona, igual te vas a desmotivar de mí. Pero ya te aviso, te lo has por anticipado. Te lo digo, en el primer momento que note que un 1% tuyo es desmotivación, yo te dejo. No como amigo, pero como pareja seguro, como amante o lo que quieras. Te dejo porque no me da la gana. Y si eso se lo transmite con esa mirada, es muy posible que ella cambie y cambie esa actitud respecto a él. Mientras las buenas personas sigamos o sigan haciendo este papel de quedar siempre ahí en segunda fila, de esperar al momento en que diga, bueno, qué bien, ay, pues nos casamos y hacer el papel ese de no pasión, bueno, las cosas irán también mal. No hace ningún bien. No hace ningún bien. Ni la persona buena persona que hace ese papel. Porque no ayuda a cambiar las cosas. No porque le vaya mal a esa persona, que diga mal, sino porque no le sirve tampoco para que cambie el resto. Ni tampoco el individuo que está ligando, que está machacando. Ni tampoco la persona que le gusta. Y para mí el problema más grave, y de eso se trata, es quién te gusta y quién te atrae. Ahí es donde está la clave. La clave está ahí. La clave que no se trata en los libros. La clave que la ciencia no ha querido buscar. Porque si no sabemos quién nos gusta y quién nos atrae, y por qué nos atrae, y a qué son debidas esas cosas y cómo las podemos cambiar, estamos perdidos, estamos perdidos. El mundo está perdido o perdido. No nos puede esperar felicidad y no vamos a cambiar ni transformar socialmente nada importante. Porque no me creo que vayas a cambiar socialmente algo importante cuando con tu pareja o con tu familia o con tu mundo íntimo se ha ido la ilusión y se ha ido la vida. ¿Qué vamos a cambiar? De verdad, de fondo. Muy difícil que cambiemos eso. Cuando te tienes al lado, no eres solitario. Cuando no estás apasionado, cuando no le tratas bien a que tienes al lado, ¿qué vas a hacer con lo que tienes a mi tío? No soy increíble.
Want to put this, well, the lecture is 1 hour, but this is, and there are many ideas in the video that we can discuss, but it's many related with the alternative masculinities that I'm included now in the song, in the next slides. This is some of the posters. This is the members of Men and Dialogue. This is a group of men working in this line of the alternative masculinities with some of the conferences that we organize every year. There are many, well, we use many different authors, Kincheloe, Gómez, with different orientations. Yeah, as you said, it's more linked with social, this line of social education. And in our case, the contribution of Pato is the development of the double concept of traditional and alternative masculinities. Because normally, or traditionally, the traditional masculinity is with two sides of the same coin. This is the idea, dominant traditional masculinity and oppressed traditional masculinity that Pato talked in the video. Because there are people, of course, there are men in the dominant traditional masculinity, but also there are men in oppressed traditional masculinity. And he explained that we need to change both. If you are oppressed, you need to prevail in this kind of oppression, transform this situation. But the problem is that a man with this kind of dominant traditional masculinity, if he has success in the relationships, why they need to change if he has this kind of success. This is some of the projects that we have in the last 10 years. Impact of communicative arts in the construction of new masculinities, probably is the more important and linked with the notion of nouns, and also another ones also in this line of socialization, how we can overcome the gender violence in different research projects in Spain. Probably the most important was the gender violence in Spanish University, because it was the first one that was located in this in the university. Because in Spain it was not normal to research within the university. Yeah, that was the first time. This is also some of the publications of our research in the journal or in the violence against women, and there are other ones in methodological journals, but it's mainly in these journals that appears this research line. This is the three, the dominant traditional masculinities, DTM, oppressed traditional masculinities, and the new alternative masculinity. This is the new one proposed. Yeah. The problem, because we have we call the two sides of the same coin, but of course, the men who exercise the violence are of course in the first one, okay? The dominant traditional masculinity. The rest are suffering from the consequences. This is the notion, to have the traditional masculinities in both, passion without love, traditional, gripping, the oppressed, love without passion, and the third line, is the alternative model of sexual affective relations that appears, in the first book in 2004, en la voz de la sociedad del riesgo, translated in Political Law, okay? And the notion of new alternative masculinity. You don't want to be DTM, you don't want to use the other person, you don't want to flirt, but you want to have love and passion in the same person. I've included different examples in order to situate the different models. In the dominant traditional masculinity, I think that a very important idea is there is no other feature common to all men that provokes the death or the regressions of women at the fact of being dominant traditional masculinities. Okay? Of course, not all those men are exercising the violence, yeah? But the men that are provoking the death or regressions are in this. It was published by Fletcher, Ramon Fletcher, was one of the main authors that are also working in this line about the new masculinities, and was the first time in 2013 that appears the three different models with the new bananas. I include some of the quotes that we have from the many different research that we have done in the last 10 years, and this is about the numbers. My parents told me to marry a good boy, and I really listened to them until I had to get married and fun with the partners. Yeah. This is the idea also of the double model, double moral, the double standard, because you are looking for a person for a passion, yeah? And I'm looking to be married with another. I'm include here 3 examples. The first one is in Spain, okay? Another one is in Argentina, and the last one is in the States, because it's to exemplify that it's not located only in Spain. It's global, no? Global. This is the case of Miguel Carcaño. Miguel Carcaño killed Marta del Castillo. Marta del Castillo was 17 years old. And, well, some people create this blog to support. Todos con Miguel Carcaño is all with Miguel Carcaño. It's a platform to help him. Yeah? He's in prison. Yeah? And, well, he's always posting, because they receive messages about, because they have many fans. Yeah? And he's one of the fans that explains in the blog. Yeah? He was so popular in 2009, 2010. Not now, but during the 2009 and 2010 was always in the media. And it's the problem that appears also in the conference of Professor Gómez. Who is the person who likes? And in this case, he's in prison, he's a criminal, but have many followers. The other one in Argentina was the case, and it's so impacting also in Argentina, was killed in 2010. No? There are 2 men judges. One of them is Victor Singolani. Edith Casas, the sister of Johanna, was one of the witnesses during the trial, yeah? And she accused Singolani for sexual and psychological abuse. Yeah? But later, this is Edith. She wants to marry with the person who killed her sister. Okay, and this is one of the quotes of the names. I'm not married with the killer of my sister, but with the man that I love. We were from a family. Yeah, I mean this is a real case. Okay, and she's in prison. And the last one probably is more recognizing because she's more probably knowing. This is the Jerry Nix, and the police department in Scotland, California, included his image in the Facebook, and was viral during some months in 2014. Now he's out of prison, and he's working as a model. Yeah. And I include some of the. Yeah. This is Free Jeremy Nix. Let's familiarize the 1 million bail for guys shouldn't do jail time. Because was recaptured money, okay? And well, bad boy, not bad boy, these kind of things, a sexy man, Jeremy. Of course, there are also another kind of opinions. I can believe it, he's a criminal, open your eyes, please. But the problem is that there are many followers, and he's considered so attractive. Okay? And this is the problem, because it's meeting the idea of criminal or violent, with the sex appeal, or this kind of, and this is the really the problem. On the other side, of course, we have the repressed traditional masculinity, good boys, but lack of sexual attraction and desire. And we include, I think it's international, the first one. In Spain is pagafantas. It's the same idea. It's the person who pay. Fanta is like Coca-Cola, that is in Spain, I don't know here, but it's the person who pay the drinks or who take care of the girl, but he's friend always. Yeah, it is probably it's international. Yeah, this is one of the quotes that we have from the field work. I really help with housework. I deal with girls. I respect my colleagues, but then when my girlfriend left me for a guy who doesn't do the housework, also who does and despise girls. And this is a conversation between an oppressed traditional man, with a friend. She cheated me in journey, but it's my fault because lately I have neglected of work and she was disappointed. The friend, no, Tony, this is the, he's the same, Virgili and Tony is the same. I've never cooked an spaghetti, no, because I Portuguese girl in the car, no, but the other one, no, the oppressed say, no, it was only one night, no, and this is more expert than me sexual. Yeah. This is one of the problems also, because normally the oppressed have the idea that they are not good, no, sexually speaking, and they try to, well, to stay, no, with the same person. Yeah? One of the main points, and it's also, no, in the video, no, in the conference of Jesús Gómez, is the idea of the language of desire against, no, the language of ethics. Okay? When Pato was talking about Juan, I'm Juan, no? And they exemplified first, no? Talking about, well, I'm lucky because you have 5 minutes, no, to invest with me, no, this kind of the image of a breast, but you need to change, no, to a language of desire. And working with the youngers is so important, the language of desire, because the problem is that the oppressed, no, the oppressed men, the notion or the image is more pagafantas. Okay? It's not this image, no, that you have sex appeal. No? It's a man without security. No? And of course, you need to use language of ethics, but always through a language of desire. If not, with the youngers, it's so difficult really to relate to the youngers and to have really, no, a process of transformation. Yeah? Because normally, youngers, no, between 12 and 16, this is the, well, in Spain is the secondary schools, probably here is the intermediate and it's a mixture of intermediate and secondary. If they have, of course, success with the girls or with the boys, yeah, they will want to change. Yeah? And it's necessary that your breast always change. Yeah. The new alternative masculinity, NAM, no? Egalitarian men, security, language of desire, is those men that they don't want, no, to be oppressed, but never also to be dominant. Okay? And always, no, there have been fights, no, of women and oppressed men, no, against the traditional dominant men. Okay? And the new alternative masculinities have been developed, no, together with women against the traditional, the dominant traditional masculinities. Okay? Always, no, during there are many examples, no, during the history. But the idea is that the NAM, no, they don't want to be, and they are not, no, dominant traditional masculinities or oppressed. No? They want to be both. This is, no, trying to pass, no, from an oppressed to a new alternative masculinity and include, because probably it's more closer from here, because it's from Australia, because it's Jack Blackman, yeah. But I don't know if we include, because I think that probably could be an example of NAM, I don't know. Because I have, but more related, of course, with our reality, no, in Spain or in Europe. Okay? And this is the notion also of friendship and self-confidence that appears. This is an article that I wrote, no? How friendship generates research questions, no? That help to overcome gender-based violence. That was a personal narrative explaining, no, the friendship between Jesús Gómez and Ramon Fletcher and how it's possible to transform, no, the relations between friendship, no, and self-confidence. This is the example, okay? I like because he said, no, many different things, no, that one of the things is this. Yeah. I include, to finish, no, we have these 15 minutes to talk. Two examples, no, of this project, no, impact of communicative acts in the construction of the masculinities. Okay, this is an example of it's a discussion group, no, and some woman, no, explaining or give opinion, no, about the nuns. Okay? These people, not the nuns, who transmit these things, the comments that I listen from them, yes, we consider them as attractors. They link, no, respect, security, no, the woman, with the notion also of attractiveness. And the last one, more direct, to say that, no, good sex is with these guys who want to be with you and not with the ones with her. No? The idea, no, to have sexual attraction also with the nice things. But it's important to move, no, the notion of oppressed, because of course, no, the image of the oppressed man is not the image, no, that normally a girl or a man want to share. Okay? This is a double work that also Jesús Gómez said, no, in the video, that why, no, there are attraction for this kind of men, that I put examples of the dominant, and the other thing is how the oppressed woman can be empowered, no, to change. Yeah. Of course, this is models, but there are many different, this is to explain a little bit the problem. Of course, there are people, probably, and I know people, no? Years ago, they act as oppressed, and they change, but not to an end, they change to be dominant. Okay? Or there are dominant, they try to go to a non-dominant one. It's more difficult to find. Because if they are success, it's not needed. They don't need to change. And this is the final idea, like the relations in the Epsom, the very romantic and revolutionary themes. A good romantic, because also in Spain during the last 2 years, there was a campaign, no, against the idea of the romantic love, and many academics linked the notion of romantic love with the problem of gender violence. The notion of the blue Príncipe Azul, the blue
Christian.
yeah, this idea, or the idea of romantic, because they feel that in a romantic relation, the women are not at the same level. You are always behind the. I think we have 50 minutes to. I want to go faster because there are many ideas. We have time to discuss.
I wonder if there are any questions or comments for Aitor in relation to this presentation. I'm processing it in terms of the disability context in which I work, and sexuality and love and passion is something that is often denied to people with disabilities, denied and disencouraged. And so I think for me there's a really strong message there about this new breed of thought that we need to. I really identified with your statement, which I think is so clever, is that stop liking some elements and start liking others. I think for me that really spoke, particularly in a field of disability where we look at the negative. We need to rephrase that and reframe that. That's really powerful. One of there any other comments or questions for Aitor?
When you said that it was very important to increase the debate in order to discuss all these things and try to change perceptions and things like that, what kind of debates or things
The public debate
growing up right now?
when Jesús Gómez said in the
what kind of debates or actions are being taken currently, like in Barcelona or in the university or in Spain, in order to open these spaces for debate and to try to...
There are, for instance, different men groups or group of men. For instance, I put the photo of one of these, Men and Dialogue. It's the group of colleagues. I'm part of the the group. And we work with youngers, for instance. We organized seminars. We use media, different films, always with examples of violent men, or others with new alternative masculinities, others as oppressed, trying to identify the different models and working with the youngers, mainly in the secondary schools. And there are different groups making this kind of actions. Yeah. But the idea that Jesús Gómez wants to transmit during the conference is that normally it's not, more in 2004. Yeah. Now probably there are more debate, more than 10 years ago. Yeah. But 10 years ago, the people normally talk about relations, but not in that way. And it's not normally in the secondary schools. There are many courses of sexuality, and it's more instrumental. Yeah? That the youngers, they didn't like it. But they don't talk about who is the person you like, or why you like this person, these kind of things. It's not so common. It's common between friends. Yeah? Well, it depends. But not in an open debate or in the class, in the classes and so on. And I think that now there are more groups talking about associations, yeah, of men, also in the feminist associations with other perspective, but also working in the same line, trying to overcome gender violence than 10 years ago. There's the need to speak more in an easy way, in your home, with your friends, family, and always in these terms, trying to discover the problem, and with the notion that because it's a clear example of that love is a social construction, that is talking about. And if it's social, you can change it, but you need to first you need to know which is the problem. Yeah? For instance, if you like this man, this model, or you like the other, that kind of that kills after the Castillo, you need to know why you like this man. This man is a killer. Why you like this man, and of course, if you want, you can change or not. This is a personal decision, but you need to know what happens. This is the conscientization. Yeah, the conscientization. Right.
Making people aware of the oppression they live in order to
it's
give
related,
them the possibility to.
It's related with Freire, with the notion of Freire about the conscientization. And it's a terminology that Freire uses in 68, 69, but he refuses later to talk about conscientization, because it's linked to the idea to be paternalist and to want to change, and this is not the idea. The idea is, if you have information, and if you want, you can change. And this is more the idea, not to be this kind of paternalistic point of view.
I was thinking about what you said about the kind of dichotomy where oppressed traditional masculine men are generally not violent, because there's been a number of incidents in the US recently of oppressed men, so-called I don't know, they are oppressed, committing violence, killing women, killing people, most shockingly the mass shooting in San Bernardino at the university. So I think that idea of the dichotomy is really important, or the two sides of the same coin, I guess, is really important, because it can so easily, that violence can come from both sides, I think. And it just seems like more than ever we need something new like this. I don't know, it's just something I was thinking.
It's two sides of the same coin, of course, but always taking into account that the problem is not in the oppressed, it's going in the other side. Yeah? Because if not, it's so it's dangerous. Yeah? Because normally it's not the oppressed, not the men who are acting, no, with violence. Normally.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what I'm seeing, and I see this quite a lot on social media and in like dating apps and things like this, where these oppressed traditional men will say that they're entitled to something. You know, I'm being friend zoned and I need, you know, why can't I get women? And it results in a violent relationship, I think, to women. So I would say they can also be oppressive, the oppressed people. So I think it's dangerous to say they're only oppressed, because I think they participate in other people's oppression.
Can I respond to that? I wonder though if somebody like Connell would talk about the fact that, or would highlight the fact that even those oppressed masculinities are living in a social context in which hegemonic masculinity is still the dominant.
Right.
You know, in that same sense that that Freire would talk about, or any radical theorists really would talk about the fact that it's the dominant frame that distorts all relationships.
Right.
And so violence is an element of all forms of masculinity as well as femininity in that sense, because we're in this hegemonic space. Yeah.
I think the idea of, well, I'm talking myself, no? Traveler, there is no road, the road is made by walking, because doing, no? For instance, I know many people, no? Because I'm working with, some of my colleagues works as a teachers in the secondary school, yeah? And when we made some seminars and we put some films, we know the youngest that enters with 12 years old, no? In the second grade, enters without this kind of ideas, and in the process of socialization in the class, some nice guys convert to Dominion, because they feel that acting in that way, they have more success. Yeah. Always there are changes, or you can be violent and you can change. I think that is more difficult in that way, but also it's possible. No? It's the notion of this notion of love understood as social, and it is social. Of course, you can change. You can change, no, in one side or by the other side. And the idea of Nam is trying to change, no, in this line. No? You don't want to be dominant or oppressed, but it's so difficult in this context, no, of hegemonic masculinity also, because we are socialized, no, in this concept of hegemonic masculinity.
Task falls on me to thank you very much for your really fascinating presentation, and I know you've provoked a lot of ideas. I can feel the buzz in the room, and I think it's probably, in a way, I was thinking about what I would say, and I thought about the violence that we've all been immersed in over the last, well, it seems like this year has been incredible around the world, the violence and the sort of suffering and death and trauma in the Middle East and Europe and so many places. And last night I was watching, as you do in social media, watching a discussion about a terrible documentary in Australia where there was video evidence of the appalling abuse of young men, very young children actually, young boys who were being horribly physically and mentally abused in a detention centre. I don't know if anyone saw that, but appalling. And I was thinking about those young boys, being exposed that kind of incredible extreme of toxic dominant masculinity in that setting where they have so little power. If you look at that in the context of colonised countries and the violence in which our countries have formed so often, in colonised countries and spaces, that it's a huge task to